sets up a huge game next week at Mount Gilead because they're going to take on 4-0 Fredericktown. Blank Cardington at Cardington, 21-0 tonight. And, well, we have another guest because we're going to cover all 4 games. The head coach of the Fredericktown Freddies, Scott Spitler, joining us right now on the call after their 21-0 victory. Coach, congratulations. How does it feel to have your Freddies 4-0 right now?
Oh, I'm pretty proud of the boys. They've bought in and they're working really hard and taking each week a game at a time and just trying to be a better version of themselves each week.
Coach, it's hard for me not to notice how dominant your defense has been as of late. I feel like every single stat leader for sacks is a Fredericktown Freddy. Just talk to me about how that was instilled in the summer and what's really getting executed well to get you guys to 4-0.
Well, my defense coordinator, Kevin Berry, and my defensive staff, they've done a nice job of getting the kids to buy into what we want to do defensively. And it really starts with being unselfish and the guys playing for each other. And, kind of the 111th, if they're supposed to hold a gap or squeeze a gap, they do that. If they're just doing their 111th. But the guys it's kind of like pushing each other to be the best they can be because they want to one-up each other. And there's a standard that they're establishing as a group that they want to uphold, and it's nice to see them work each week.
And, it showed tonight, Coach. Wyatt Denney from Cardington coming into this game, averaging 196 yards per game. You pretty much kept him in check and shut him down. What was the game plan coming into this game to, pretty much focus on him? Because this is a team, they have their line back, they have the best rusher in the K-Mac back, and you guys were able to keep him out of the end zone.
Well, it's actually a little tougher job than just concentrating on him because their quarterback, Josh Goers, is a pretty good athlete himself. And a nice little 1-2 punch there in the backfield. And but we've been a little bit at times, but the guys just kept giving this ball back to the offense. We kind of left some points on the field there in the first half. We stalled a 4th and goal on the 1 and didn't get in. And then we had a touchdown pass called back right before half. But they just kept giving us the ball back, giving us an opportunity to get our mind right and get our act together on offense, and we were able to do that in the third quarter and put the game away.
And this, Coach, sets up a really exciting Week 5 for you guys as you're going to get set to take on Mount Gilead. I don't think anybody really expected both of these teams to be where they are right now, and I would not be surprised at all if this game ends up being 6-0.
Just with how a 45-minute game because you guys like to run the ball.
How these two defensive have just been clicking as of late. What's kind of the angle now as you guys get ready for a team like Mount Gilead that is a real wild card this year?
They're going to be a handful. We got to go over to their place. Coach Reed is a phenomenal coach. Has done a great job with their program. They're big, they're physical. They want to run the football. It might be one of the quickest games next Friday. So, but we're going to have our hands full. But we've got to get to work and get better this week and put our best version next week on the field and see where it falls.
And I know that our producer Adam Thompson is hoping that case is true, that this game will be the quickest moving of the week. He's going to be there to cover that for you. So,
yeah, Coach. I know you told me in the preseason show for the KMAC that you had to step away. You had some things you needed to take care of. But now that you're 4 weeks into your return season at Fredericktown, a school that you know well, just how's it feel to be back? Back in the saddle and back with a team that you know very well.
I just enjoy the opportunity to be around the kids, have an impact with them, and try to do what I can do and get my staff to do what we can do to make our kids be successful, because that's what it's about, and try to raise good young men. And we're never going to be perfect, but we're going to work really hard to be the best that we can be.
Well, Coach, you got your squad out to a 4-0 start, and you got yourselves a great matchup coming up next week. You'll see it live on the OH Report. Coach Scott Spitler, enjoy the night. I know you're probably going to get right into game film, get ready for next week, but enjoy it, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Scott Spitler, the 4-0 Fredericktown Freddies. How about them Freddies? One of the best matchups already. Week 5 will be them versus Mount Gilead. Any final words here in K-Mac Corner before we send it back to the boss man?
I just want to leave a comment that the 2 teams that were at the top of the league last year are both 0-1 as they get ready to face each other next Friday.
We'll
with more in Danville.
We'll have that game live and free for you as well on EOH Report.